There's a silent strength in a man who knows when to speak and when to remain silent. In the modern world where oversharing has become the default, men are losing the quiet power that once defined them. They say too much, too soon, hoping to impress, to connect, to be understood. But in reality, they only reveal one thing: insecurity. And nowhere is this more dangerous than in the presence of the woman you desire, because attraction is not built in what you reveal, but in what you choose to withhold. This is a truth the ancient Stoics understood deeply, that composure, restraint, and self-mastery are the marks of a man who commands respect and attention. So today, we're going to talk about 3 questions you should never ask a woman you like. 3 questions that betray your frame, erode your presence, and make you appear weak in ways you may not even realize. Master this, and you'll begin to operate from a place of calm strength, the kind of energy women naturally gravitate toward and respect. The first question: do you like me? This question seems innocent. It feels natural. Hey, you want to know where you stand, right? You want clarity? But let me tell you something harsh. Asking a woman if she likes you is one of the most unattractive things you can do. Why? Because the moment you ask, you're handing over your frame, your power, your sense of value. You're signaling that her opinion defines you, that you're waiting for her validation to know if you're good enough. A man grounded in Stoicism doesn't seek external validation. He doesn't need to be told that he is desirable, valuable, or worthy. He simply is. He knows his worth, and that energy is what draws people to him. Think of Marcus Aurelius, the emperor philosopher. He led armies, ruled an empire, and yet constantly reminded himself to remain humble, self-reliant, and detached from the praise or opinions of others. That's the essence of masculine energy, to stand firm regardless of how others perceive you. Instead of asking, "Do you like me?" let your actions and your presence speak for themselves. Move as though you are the prize. If she's interested, she'll show it through her effort, her time, her attention. And if she's not, you won't need to ask, because you'll see it clearly. The second question: where is this going? This question comes from a place of anxiety, and anxiety is poison to attraction. When you ask a woman, "Where is this going?" what you're really saying is, "I don't trust my value enough to let this connection unfold naturally. I need certainty, and I need you to give it to me." Stoicism teaches us to let go of what we cannot control. Epictetus wrote, "Make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens." What she feels, how fast she wants to move, whether she sees a future with you, those are things you can't force, can't demand, and can't control. What you can control is yourself, your purpose, your energy, your boundaries. The moment you start pressuring her for answers, you make her feel cornered. And worse, you expose your own lack of self-control. A grounded man simply lives his life. He invests in his mission. Focuses on becoming better, sharper, stronger every single day. And because of that, women naturally want to be around him, to be part of his world, without him ever having to ask, "Where is this going?" Let her feel the weight of your presence. Without trying to define it, the moment you stop chasing certainty, you start radiating the calm, unshakable confidence that women crave but rarely find. The third question: why don't you text, "Call me" more? This one cuts deep because many men don't realize how weak it sounds. When you ask a woman why she isn't texting you back, or why she isn't making the effort, what you're really doing is telling her, "You're in control. My emotions depend on your actions. I'm waiting for you to choose me." That's not strength. That's not leadership. That's not the energy of a man who values himself. Stoicism teaches us about control, about knowing what belongs to us and what doesn't. You can't control how often someone reaches out. You can't control how much they invest in you. But you can control how you respond. If she's pulling away, respect yourself enough to match her energy. Don't chase. Don't beg, don't demand. Focus on yourself, your fitness, your finances, your purpose, your friendships. Let your life be so rich and full that her absence barely creates a ripple. Here's the reality. The less you care about her attention, the more magnetic you become. The man who doesn't need her validation, who can walk away at any time, is the man every woman secretly desires. The Stoic frame of attraction. These three questions all stem from the same root problem: a lack of internal grounding. When a man isn't secure in who he is, he seeks answers outside of himself. He wants reassurance, validation, and certainty. But in doing so, he pushes away the very connection he's trying to build. The Stoics had a word for this: apatheia, a state of inner calm where external events no longer have the power to disturb you. Imagine what happens when you bring that energy into your relationships. You stop reacting. You stop clinging. You stop over-explaining or over-investing instead. You become a man who moves with quiet confidence. A man whose life is already full and meaningful, with or without her. That's the paradox. When you don't need her, that's when she wants you the most. Because deep down, attraction isn't about looks or money or status. It's about energy. It's about the way you carry yourself, the way you handle pressure, the way you remain calm when others would break. When you embody that, when you live by the principles of self-mastery, detachment, and purpose, you stop asking the wrong questions. You stop giving away your power, and you start to operate as the kind of man who doesn't need to chase, because everything he desires is naturally drawn to him. So, the next time you're with the woman you like, remember this: never ask if she likes you. Let her show it. Never ask where it's going. Let it unfold. Never complain about her effort. Match her energy and move forward. Be the man who stands in his own frame. Be the man who speaks less, but says more through his actions. Be the man who doesn't need the world to approve of him, because he's already at peace within himself. That is the 1% mindset. It is stoicism in motion, and that is the kind of man women never forget.